there, my Cancerian collective sun, moon, rising sign. Welcome to your What Do I Need read for this full moon to new moon next December 2019. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive, doing this on a Sunday morning. Very, very glad to be here. I'm caffeinated, I prayed, I meditated. Let's get down to biz. If you are new to my channel, please do like and subscribe. Making my way to that 1,000 plus subscriber mark so that Mark can do super live chat, which will be a lot of fun. I've been watching a bunch of them from different readers and kind of like, I want to do that, yeah. I actually have a closed Facebook group called Words of Grace by Mark A. Lyons. The link is in the description box below. Where, you know, I will live stream and interact with people in the group. It's a closed group, so people can't see who's in it. What we call grace streams, or a bunch of them that I put on YouTube as well. But like super live chat it's sort of the same but different. So I'm psyched to do it. A couple of things we'll get out of the way. Number one, this is a general read, right? Sun, moon, rising sign. So please do check your other signs. Don't try and make it fit. Like I'm a Virgo, so I can overthink the fuck out of anything. So like even watching other readers, you know, reading my energy, whatever. I really, you have to go with how it feels in the body, right? Like when it's not your reading, it's not a high or a low. It's a meh. Right? That's the best like visual and sound effect. Meh. It's like meh. It's not really connecting energetically, right? So it's just an intuitive response that you're looking at, right? So please do check your other signs. What do I need read, in essence, is like pulling an oracle card for the day, right? Or a tarot card for the day, or a rune, or whatever, except you're sort of doing it for something specific, asking the divine through systems of divination, what do I need, right? What do I need? What do I need? Because if we think we know what we need, we're usually blocking out some bigger or sometimes very subtle thing that we need. And it's okay to incorporate all that too, to think, well, I think I need to go to work today, right? Obviously. But ask the divine, what do I need? It allows you to drop, not your boundaries, but be a little vulnerable to the divine, to give you, because you ask, right? Ask and it is given. Cool. So we're doing this about a specific time period, a waning moon, really, from this full moon in, let's see, the sun is in Sagittarius, so it's full moon in Gemini, but like really the moon's in Gemini for a hot second, and then it goes void, of course, to the new moon in Capricorn, which should be rather intense considering it happens on the 26th, which means that dark moon will be the 23rd, 24th, and 25th of December, right through the Christmas holiday. So this might be one you want to put in your watch later queue. Yeah. Cool, cool. Please remember to breathe. Very important. Breathe in the blessings, right? The more we consciously, deliberately breathe, the more we're bringing in the chi, the prana, refreshing everything, exhaling those blessings, right? I breathe in blessings for myself. I breathe out blessings for everyone in the world, everyone everywhere, right? But also the breath is fueling the reading, right? The words are coming out on the breath, the breathing and it's just how you read, right? So the more you're breathing, even though we're not obviously doing this in the exact same moment, you get to tune yourself not just to the words, but the energy that is manifesting the words through the breath. Cool, cool. All the decks I read are in the description box below. I'll call them out as I go, as I can remember. Cool, cool. Breathe. Here we go. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, one Caroline Mace archetype to represent the soul power, the dominant archetype for this Cancerian collective sun, moon, rising sign. What do they need? What archetype do they need to look at? What shadow do they need to bring into light within this archetype? What lead do they have to embrace and love and heal and transform into gold for this full moon to new moon next? The servant archetype. Very familiar with it. Have it in my zodiacal circles, being a Virgo. So we will get to this. I will read the shadow and the light once I get 4 other cards down. We're only doing 5 cards, one from a different deck. My 5 decks, what I call my usual suspects, right? So let's ask the angels. Because the servant archetype is, well, like any archetype, is lovely in its light. It glistens in its gold, but it's so deadly toxic in its shadow and in its lead, right? Because lead is toxic. You really don't want lead in your system. But we all have it, right, symbolically. It's okay. It's the fear. It's the shadow. It's the unfinished business. It's the unconscious. It's 11:11 a.m. Make a wish. Oh, may I serve the divine plan to the best of my ability. Enjoy it as I go. It's a pretty good 11:11 wish. My angels, please, one card in clarity. Breathe. A celestial overview for this Cancerian collective. Sun, moon, rising, sign. What do they need for this full moon to new moon next December 2019? Top of the deck. Oh, celebration. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Glad to see that. One word, and you put that with the servant archetype, that just serve celebration of yourself, just serve celebration during the holidays, right? It does sort of feel good that way, but you know, the toxic side of that, we'll get to that, like I said, could absolutely be the resentment of just, yeah, I had to fucking do all this work and all these people, they don't fucking respect, when's my turn, right? And turns into jealousy, envy, toxicity. Believe me, I know. Like, particularly if you're working in retail or in food this time of year, I can't. I would hex people's food. I mean, candle wax leaves no paper trail, but still, you know, not great. No. I'm where I'm supposed to be at 51 years old doing this. So, you know, I can to feel that in the collective. People are like, sir, fuck this, right? I get it, and that's why we're going to ask the gods and the goddesses. Oh, by the way, this is Doreen Virtue Healing with the Angels Oracle. This is Daughters of the Moon. We're not going to use the Mythic Tarot for this one. We're just going with the gods and goddesses all in one deck. So please, my gods, my goddesses, one card in clarity for this Cancerian collective. Sun, moon, rising, sign, servant, archetype, please, one card in clarity. What do they need, really, for heart? I mean, this is the Cancerians here. What do they need? They need victory. Right? 7 of Flames. 7 of Wands, technically, even though that's more of the 6 of Wands in the Rider-Waite Tarot. That's what I love about this deck. These women, not only are they galloping with fire in their hands, the horses they're riding are galloping on cooling lava, which means under the thin crust, there's all of this molten fire going in the same direction they are. So there is a momentum, things moving forward here, worth celebrating, but may be beneath the surface. Now, it's hard to celebrate something that is beneath the surface, and yet we sort of do it all the time, right? Like when there's a baby announcement, right? Or someone gets engaged. It's like there's all of this stuff going on that you may not be able to see, hear, feel, touch, taste, because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 senses working overtime. I'll be listening to that song later today. Thank you, Hermes, my DJ Hermes. He's so hot. So that real forward motion there with the servant. We're going to put all these together. I'm just getting the puzzle pieces out on the table. There is only 5 of them. Let's ask the Chuck Spezzano love pack. Baby love pack. Blessed be Fred Schneider. Oh, my B-52s. Please breathe. Tin roof. Rusted. No, it'd be tin roof busted. Please, my masters, one card in clarity for this Cancerian collective. Sun, moon, rising, sign. What do they need for this full moon to new moon next, considering we've got the servant, we've got celebration, and we've got victory? What do they... Hey, that's an awful lot of cards. My masters, what does this Cancerian collective need for this full moon to new moon next? All right, we got a problem card. Houston, we've got a problem. Neediness. Neediness. Now, not necessarily something that you would consider a victory, but maybe something going on behind the scenes here within you or with someone in your life. That are you serving one who is needy? We're going to put all this together because with that celebration and that victory card, it feels like there's a shift here. Remember, we're going into dark moon 3 days before Christmas, new moon on the 26th. This could be a pivotal change. We're going to look at that. We are going to look at that because we got one card down, one left. From the higher selves of all involved, meaning your higher self, the higher selves of anybody involved in this particular servant archetype situation you find yourself in. Please take a deep breath. Nice belly breath. Here we go. The higher selves of all involved, please, one card in clarity for this Cancerian collective sun, moon, rising, sign for this full moon to new moon next. What do they need, considering we've got the servant archetype with celebration, with victory, and with neediness? There's someone else's, but that neediness, I can feel the toxic, I almost want to say trauma bond, right? There's this codependent feeling chain here that is limiting the celebration and the victory, because it would. So please, please, the higher selves of all involved, a whisper of love for these Cancerians. Demonstrate love. Find out what is important to the people you love and act on it. Interesting. I'm going to read the servant archetype. I have a feeling this will clarify things. My table's squeaky. I'm going to have to fix that today. I don't like the little squeak. Sounds like there's like a little chipmunk under there going, Wah. It's not. Kindness to animals. Shadow attribute. Every archetype has its shadow and its light. The shadow of the servant, using the lack of money as an excuse not to move forward with life. Now, if that's you, you know Spirit has a way of piling on the pressure to do what you're supposed to do by making things in your experience, your perception, worse, right? It's sort of like if you don't take care of the infection, it's not going to go away. Yes, your immune system ordinarily might have the ability to create the antibodies, to create the white blood cells, to move the infection out, and that happens all the time. There's all sorts of things that come into our immune system, our bodies, that the immune system takes care of. We'll never even know about it on a micro level, right? But if it's because of money, it's because I don't have the money to break free of my own. See, that's where I'm feeling like this neediness comes in here. It's like being an indentured servant. Now, please do Google that. Please look up that word, indentured servant. It's different than being a slave. The slave is a whole other archetype. There's actually a slave archetype card in this deck. But the shadow side of the servant, it never goes well. Because you are serving in a way that you end up becoming bitter and resentful. And that bitterness and that resentment eats you alive. And I'm not going to go so far as to say that it causes cancer, but it is that resentment is a vibrational alignment, a match to that, right? Eating away at you, right? Your creativity. The servant archetype is part of the healing family of archetypes. Every archetype belongs to a family. So in the healing family here, this will turn your own health system, your own healing system against you. I've seen it happen. It's happened to members of my family, particularly my father's side of the family, where the toxicity, the neediness, the codependence, it's really about boundaries of invasion, and the mantra that I've learned to dissolve it within myself is no one has to like my choices but me. Right? You're afraid of being narcissistic with that. I get it. But there's a truth there. It's like no one needs to be happy with my decisions but me. No one needs to be okay with my choices and my decisions but me. Because when we start compromising that for another, it's an addiction. It becomes, it's the foundation of see, people are like, oh, well, he's codependent, she's codependent. I was like, that's like saying, oh, yeah, well, I'm a drug addict, they're a drug addict. I mean, we all are. I mean, I'm so addicted to coffee, it's ridiculous. Well, you know, I don't drink as much as I used to. I'm 51. You got to cut down on that shit. But I quit smoking cigarettes in the blink of an eye. Thank you, sinus infection. Go watch my past videos, right? Hacking up all sorts of colors. It is. Being codependent is just as toxic as being a drug addict or an alcoholic or a rageaholic. It's a toxic connection. It's a toxic lesson we come in to learn and heal. So then with all this cards of celebration, see, I think that's where we get into the light here, the light side of it. Delight in serving with a free and loving heart. This neediness, if you're doing it to satisfy some kind of need, then trust me, identify what is it that I need then. What am I trying to get from these people, from this service that I'm giving? Because I guarantee you, you're not going to get it. I guarantee you, because that might have worked for a very long time. We're not there anymore. We are in the place now where we are being forced by the divine, for the best purposes ever, to give ourselves what no one else can give us. Then that's how you shift from the lead servant to the gold servant, the light, the shadow to the light, so that you fill yourself up. And then there is a delight in serving others with a free, what does it say? A free and loving heart, not a chained, dependent, terrified to step on an eggshell. See, in a codependent relationship, somebody always has the control and the power. Is it you? Is it them? Does it go back and forth? But it's not always so physical, overt abuse. They can be withholding, right? So you keep people-pleasing and jumping through hoops to get from them what only you can give to yourself. And keep in mind, if it's a twin flame relationship, we'll get to those in a week or so. By contract, they can't give it to you, right? So who are you serving? Why? And this is why I think it's so pivotal with this card of celebration and victory, that you can give it to yourself, that you can celebrate yourself, that you could say, you know what? No one has to ultimately like me but me. No one has to like any of my choices but me. And so I'm only making choices that I like. And that is going to trigger people. And that is going to break chains of illusion. Break chains of addiction. It's not easy. But then with this last card, we're going to keep this needy card in there too, because that's the ledge you got to keep your eye on. That's really, like, what do you, it's about the money, or it's about a situation where you don't have to pay so much, or it's just an unhealthy dependency there that's stunting your soul's growth, and the spirit and the soul will destroy a situation for it to grow. It always wins. It always wins. But that the last card down here, demonstrate love. Find out what is important to the people that you love and act on it. But what if you, out of loneliness, you have left yourself out of those people? You are part of those people that you need to demonstrate love to. And that means you have the ability with that victory card and celebration to celebrate where you've come, how far you've come, that now is the time. Even in this, where are you? Where did you go? Even in this card of celebration, there is a full moon, right? The angel is reaching up, goddess position, to the full moon. Right? That's your planet, Cancerians. Move forward. Move forward. Take action. Demonstrate love to yourself. And absolutely, you can demonstrate to anyone that you are in a codependent pattern with, simply by saying, look, I love you, but this is about me. I need to take care of me. And this will be a loving thing for you eventually. You may not like it now, but you'll see. You'll see that this is the best for both of us. I love you. I just got to love me more right now. I got to give to myself what no one else can give me. And they may call you a narcissist. They may hate it, because one thing an addict hates is when you pull their supply away, right? So that neediness, it's not just a wantingness, it's a neediness. And I promise you, and you know this already, that what's at the core of that neediness is a bottomless pit that you can't fill for them, and they can't fill for you. Only love. Demonstrate love to yourself. Love that child in your heart. And celebrate the truth of who you are, because this entire quantum paradigm, this multi-dimensional timelines, parallel dimensions, all of this, you are worth every single bit of it. It was made for us and for you to explore the multiplicity of life, the oneness consciousness, right? Fifth dimensional unity consciousness, your divinity, the I am, that you are, that I am, that we are, to experience being you. You were dreamed into life by the divine. Play the role. Be you. Love you. Demonstrate love. And then from that place, that can be done relatively quickly. From that place, then go about this holiday season, this waning moon, from new moon to full moon next, in victory, serving in victory with a free and loving heart. That's what I see for you, my darling Cancerians. May you be blessed with all that you need this full moon to new moon next, to grow, to heal, to learn, to find victory and celebration, demonstrating to your love and all around you through the most simplest ways, even maybe through silent ways, by passing on the blessings through the airwaves for the well-being of all. And so it is. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. But for now, my darlings, happy holidays. Hail, farewell, and blessed be.